Everyone, it's Alyssa here again with another Chills and Thrills edition of Teen Reads, and the book that I have to share with you today is an absolutely fantastic, beyond amazing, highly recommend to everyone, paranormal, spooky, slightly romantic, brand new novel. So what I have for you today is Cemetery Boys by Aiden Thomas. This book is one of my favorite ones that I have read. It is spooky. It's about Brujx. It's about a queer, trans, Latinx boy who is just trying to fit in with a family legacy while basically being a witch and being super awesome and dealing with spooky things. There are spirits in this book. There is a murder, a mystery, there's a little bit of romance, and there's also really great friendships. Really fantastic friendships formed in this book. And it's about, just the power of being who you are and having the people who know you and support you be a part of your life. So this book follows the story of Yadiel, who is part of this family of Brujx, Latinx folks who own a cemetery, and they all see spirits. They interact with them. They own the cemetery. The spirits are kind of part of their family and their life. And it's just a few days before Dia de los Muertos, and Yads needs to help his family figure out what has happened to one of their own. They don't know where he is. They know that he's dead. They know that he's been harmed, but they don't know where the body is, and that's part of their mysterious powers. And so it becomes a bit of a mystery, but along the way, Yads finds out that he is indeed, according to Lady Death, a brujo. His father does not accept him. His mother, who did accept him and understand him, passed away. So he's struggling with that in his family and his life, and Lady Death accepts him as a brujo, and he is on this amazing journey to prove himself to his family and his father, and mostly himself, more than anyone to himself. This is really his journey, his discovery of really being secure in himself and knowing that he is who he is, and he doesn't need other people to validate that because he knows who he is. That's the most important thing. And along the way, he accidentally summons a spirit that he can't get rid of, and there's some hijinks involved. There's some fun involved with that. His best friend is amazing and spunky, and it's just this one long, mysterious adventure, and about the spirits they meet along the way. This book was written by Aiden Thomas, and this is Aiden's debut novel, and this is a bit of an own voices type of book. Aiden Thomas also describes themselves as queer, trans, Latinx, and so the author's note in here talks about how they were pleased that they could write about their own culture. They didn't even think about, oh yeah, this is part of my culture, why don't I write a story about this? And so I think that this is a phenomenal first showing for them, and I think that they're going to see a lot of success. I think that a lot of people are going to be looking for more of Aiden Thomas's books, for sure. So we're going to go through right now, and I'm going to read just a short little excerpt for you, and hopefully you'll get pretty excited to jump into this book. I'm not going to read the very beginning. I want to pick a certain spot where there's some fun action, and hopefully you'll be as excited by it as I was. So the part that we're reading is right after Yads and his friend Maritza go off to hunt for their cousin Miguel, who, like I said, they know that Miguel's dead, and they're all trying to figure out what happened to him. So Yads tries to use his brujo powers to summon a spirit, which he's hoping is Miguel, and it turns out that it's not. So we're going to read a little bit about who he summons. "Where am I?" the boy barked, head tilting back as he took in their surroundings. "Am I in a church?" His attention swung back to Yadriel and Maritza with an accusing glare. "Who let me in a church?" Familiarity prickled at the back of Yadriel's mind. racing to pace his strong features and booming voice. Well, you see, Yadriel stammered, not really sure how to explain their situation, but he wasn't given the chance to finish. The boy's eyes snagged on the necklace still dangling from Yadriel's hand, which is what he used to summon him. Hey! Yadriel saw the anger swell, hunching his shoulders and propelling him forward. The boy stomped up to him. That's mine! He reached out to snatch the necklace, but his hand went right through it. He tried again, and when his hand slid through it a second time, he froze, blinked, and waved it back and forth. The boy's eyes went wide, and he let out a strangled shout, stumbling back. What? He stammered, looking between his hand and Yadriel and Maritza. The hell is this? Wow, this is really awkward, Yadriel said, scratching at the back of his neck. Maritza seemed less worried. Well, there's no denying you're a Brujx now, she said, circling the boy with keen interest. He scowled at her. Who are you, and what are you doing with my necklace, he demanded, looking to Yadriel for answers. Well, I used it to summon you, Yadriel tried. The boy arched a thick eyebrow. Summon me? Yeah, we thought it belonged to Miguel. What was the gentlest way to tell someone they were dead? Our cousin, Maritza specified. The boy didn't seem at all interested in who Miguel was. It's mine, he insisted with a growl. It's got my name on it, see, he said, fingers curling in demand. Yadriel turned the medal over to find that a name had indeed been engraved on the back. He blinked. Oh. The delicate cursive letters read, Julian Diaz. Yadriel's eyes went wide, snapping back to the boy's face. Oh. Julian Diaz. He knew Julian Diaz, or rather knew of him. They went to high school together. It was a large school with more than 2,500 students, but Julian had a bit of a reputation. He ditched a lot, but when he was roaming the halls, it was hard to not notice him. He had the sort of presence that demanded everyone's attention without needing to ask. Julian was loud, or rarely took things seriously, and was known for getting into trouble. He was hard to miss, attractive in a severe sort of way, with that diamond-shaped face. He had a narrow, stubborn chin and a sharp voice that always seemed to cut through every other one in the quad. What do you mean by summon? Julian asked again. He was staring at his transparent palms, turning them over as if trying to solve a puzzle. Do you happen to know how you got here? Yadriel tried in an attempt to be tactful. Julian glared. No, he snapped. All I remember was walking down the street with my friends. He looked around as if trying to find them in the cold church. Then something, he frowned, happened? I don't know, I just remember getting knocked over. Maybe I got jumped or something? Julian rubbed absently at the same point on his chest. Then the next thing I knew, I was in this church with you two. 3 beats passed before Julian's eyes suddenly went wide. I died, didn't I? The fierceness was gone, leaving his voice small and weak. Am I dead? Yadriel winced and gave a small nod. Yeah. Julian stumbled back a step, his body wavering in and out of existence for a moment, like a camera trying to focus. Oh, Jesus, he pressed both hands against his face. My brother's gonna kill me, he groaned against his palms. Looks like someone already beat him to it, Maritza said, reaching out to poke a finger right through Julian's elbow. Quit it, he snapped, wrenching his arm away. Julian turned his scowl to Yadriel again. So what, I'm a ghost now? Yadriel didn't know what to make of him. Julian didn't sound angry or dismayed. If anything, he was annoyed, as if this were just an inconvenience. Spirit, Yadriel corrected. What's the difference? Julian asked, flapping a hand at Maritza as she hovered like a fly. Well, I don't know if there's a difference, Yadriel ventured, fidgeting with the necklace in his hands. I think maybe ghost is sort of derogatory? Julian stared at him, his mouth in a hard line and eyebrow raised. We use the word spirit, Yadriel supplied. Who's we? Oh, right, that's Maritza, he said, pointing at her. Maritza wiggled her fingers in a wave. Julian took another step away from her. And I'm Yadriel, and Yadriel dug around in his brain for the right words. He'd never had to explain who Brujx were and what they did on account of being a huge sacred secret they devoted their lives to keeping. Whoops. We're Brujx. Brujos can see spirits and help them cross over to the afterlife, Yadriel explained. And Brujas can heal people, Maritza added. So you're witches, Julian said with a dubious look. Yadriel shook his head. No, 'cause you're dressed like a witch. Maritza snorted. Yadriel looked down at himself. He was wearing black jeans, his favorite combat boots, and an oversized black hoodie. The burning bowl of fire in front of him and discs in his ears probably weren't helping. His cheeks burned bright red. We're Brujx, he corrected. Julian frowned. That literally means witch. No, witch is... derogatory, Julian guessed, an amused smirk tugging at the corner of his mouth. Now it was Yagdurel's turn to scowl. Julian looked over at Maritza. So you can heal people? Oh no, I don't heal, she replied casually. You gotta use animal blood and I'm vegan. So that's the beginning of the story of Yagdurel and Julian, the ghost who just won't leave him alone. And is a great story. I love the imagery, I love the plot, I love the characters. The whole book is leading up to Dia de los Muertos, and that's the whole point of where they're trying to get to and what they need to do by that certain time. So anyway, I highly recommend Cemetery Boys by Aiden Thomas. I think this is an author to watch out for. There is a little blurb in the back about their next book, which I don't know the release date, but it is called Lost in the Neverwoods by Aiden Thomas, and I think they're probably gonna have another hit on their hands. So check out Cemetery Boys if you're looking for some paranormal, spooky murder mystery with a tiny bit of romance thrown in there. I think you're gonna love it as much as I do. So this is available for you now at the library if you are looking for books like this or any other books, whether spooky or not, chills and thrills, or mysteries or romance or adventure, whatever it is. Let me know. I can help you find a new book that you can read and enjoy, whether it's for school or for fun. All right, everyone, that is it for me today. I will see you next time.